good night, citizens of Upland. You are watching the Upland Action News. My name is LEFTHOUSE. Today is Friday, December 11th. 2020 is the year. I am joined by my co-host from the UCN, Mr. Recourier. Mr. Recourier, how are you doing? Can I hear you?
Hey, how you doing, man? Doing good.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen. All right. That's very good. I got new sound connections going, so we should be able to hear you perfectly. What's the word?
Great. I'm interested. We got to get into this AMA that's starting.
Yes, I'll bring that up.
But yeah, things are going good. I got a couple more monkeys to give out, and let me check one thing. We might have had, in addition to the giveaways, come in under the wire. I just got a message right here.
All right. So we're gonna do some
Oh,
crypto
look
monkeys.
at this. Nice. All right. I also have crates from Uplift.Art.
Whoa.
I've got seven crypto monkeys, and I've got two large crates, six piece crates, and two 3-piece community drop crates from Uplift.Art. So we got a lot going on today, and then one of my comic covers as normal. So we got a nice big pot for our listeners today.
Jesus. Well, okay, that's amazing. I didn't even know we had all that ammunition to give away today. So that's awesome.
Yeah, I didn't want to say anything because I was trying to work with M Blue to get it sorted out, and I wasn't sure. We were trying to get the timing together so he could get everything sent in time for today, and luckily he got in under the wire. So
Very cool. So I like you had mentioned, there's a lot going on. Last night I was listening to the UPX podcast. Much discussion, much going on.
Oh yeah, crazy night last night.
And it's really good to see some of the members of the Upland citizen. Well, there's plenty of citizens of Upland here today, and plenty of citizens of the crypto monkeys in the chat room. So this is dope. It's nice to see all you guys here yammering it up.
Yeah, man.
So what do we want to do first here? Should we? I mean, is the AMA started here? Are we into it, or where are we at?
Let me see. It looks like there's the AMA questions. So it looks like they're just doing the introductions and a little bit of the AMA answers. So we'll get into that. And then what I suggest is we get whoever's listening live to drop their wax addresses in your chat. Then, we'll get a couple minutes to collect all the wax addresses. And then from time to time, we'll just be like, hey, we're gonna toss something out there. And then we'll spin the wheel and shoot it on out to a wax address.
Very, very good. All right. So, well, it seems like some questions. The answers are coming in right now. So, do we want to check out where we're at here? Let's see.
We got to catch up with that.
Yeah. Let's see what number 6, the last question that came in. Will the sandbox wars work as a sort of beta for the actual property development? And will the property development and Spark release follow closely thereafter? I think that's an obvious one. That's exactly what it is, right?
Yeah. So they're saying the beta aspect of property development is meant to test the technicalities of the buildings. Game aspect of the sandbox will have nothing to do with the real property development mechanism. So, and that's kind of what we expected. It'll let them test the technical side of stuff. And the buildings that are constructed won't last forever. But if you happen to win, the points that your neighborhood gets from the statue will forever put you in that head start to getting your neighborhood status for neighborhood collection. So the stakes are permanent, but the buildings are temporary.
All righty. So how do you feel about that?
I think there was a lot of confusion in the bravado of the original messaging about how important the winning it would be. And that caused a lot of people to get very concerned about the mechanisms. And once there was a little bit of clarification on, yeah, it's an important prize, but it's not going to make or break a community in the way that it had initially been presented.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe that calmed some nerves a little bit. So.
And trailers have become cell phone towers. Is that right?
Yeah, that was a little bit of a PC snafu. I guess, they didn't realize the connotations that could have to some people. And they said that while they were designing it, they were a coin flip between trailers and cell phone towers anyway. So they had cell phone towers in their back pocket. So, after getting a little feedback from the community, they said, all right, yeah, we'll go to cell phone towers instead of trailers, because they weren't married to the ideas of trailers. So.
Yeah. Well, Uncle Mars Utah is asking right now. He's wondering if the cell towers will give your neighborhood polio. Is that what he's asking? Yeah, polio. I think there's a vaccination for polio now.
Oh, there's an important one up here, number 5. What will the range for cell towers be? 30-meter radius. So that's the first time they've given a number for the radius of the cell towers.
All right.
Which, for those that aren't aware, a cell phone tower it will neutralize the points that you would have gotten from another type of building. So if you build a cell phone tower, apparently within 30 meters of another building that would count for points, you neutralize those points.
All right.
So that's good to have a number. That's something that people have been asking for.
Yeah, that's really huge. Wow, the questions are coming. The answers are coming fast.
Different configuration for Spud for the Armageddon event than for the other event. That's new.
All righty.
Let's see. Oh man, these are coming fast. Let's see what we got here. Folks, so nothing new with that. How will Spud be allocated? Spud will be allocated per player in accordance with the numbers mentioned above. I don't see numbers mentioned though.
All right. You can divide a single Spud down to 0.1. However, as specified before, there will be a minimum Spud requirement to start construction. There will not be a max limit applicable for the SANDBOX wars.
Spud allocations. There is a chart. So executives will get 3.5, directors 3, pros 1.5, and uplanders 1.
One Spud?
That doesn't seem like a whole lot.
Yeah.
When you have buildings that are going to take 40, take up to 100 Spud hours, that you get one building.
So then, I guess that's where the alliances and staking and working together strategies start to come into play a little bit.
Yeah. So that's less than I thought, but I got to give a shout out to T. Davis. He had thought it might be in those low numbers. So, I really think this does the job of evening the playing fields, because with the Spud number so low, it doesn't matter how big your neighborhood really is, because there's no way you can build out the neighborhood with that numbers. Even if you had 15 executives working together in, say, VV, there's just so many properties. You don't have enough time with that little amount of Spud to build them all. So
do we know how long is the SANDBOX war going to be? Do we have
it's a week at a time. So round 1's a week, and then round 2, which is the top 3 finishers of round 1, is another week.
And so then that's that. Then it's done. All the buildings go
away. And then
away
it's done and it's awarded. And then after that, there's a free-for-all melee style, which is the Armageddon, what they're calling it.
So if a building takes 40 hours or something to build, right? Is that that would be straight consecutive 40 hours, right? So if you want to build something, it's going to take a couple days to do it.
Right. So the smallest building is 20, the biggest is 100. So if you go for the middle one, say 50 hours, if you have 1 Spud, you have to commit that Spud for 50 hours. If you have 2 Spud, you can commit that Spud for 25 hours and it'll get built. So it's the total number of Spud hours. So if 5 people with 2 spud each throw in on one building, that's 10 spud. And if you were doing the smallest building, that's only 20, you get the thing built in 2 hours.
Right, right.
So
Yeah, I'm just curious if the whole thing's only a week, like how fast are we get do things, like how fast is it going to look like we have a city, you know, or whatnot, or how fast will that neighborhood take? And then like boom, it's like, okay, we have 3 days left, and then it's all gone, and we start over again for the next round. You know what I mean? It's like it'll be interesting to see how far the development gets in the properties.
Yeah, definitely.
In these rounds.
I'm reading on.
Yeah.
Be able to see who's currently trying to build a structure and who the players. You'll be able to see who's building a structure, but only property owners can build on their own property.
Now, do you think some of the heatedness or the discussion that was like happening, or like, you know, a lot of like sort of the friction here comes because we're meshing two crazy worlds together, like a bunch of crypto heads and a bunch of gamers together, and it's like it creates such an interesting conversation?
Yeah, totally. So the gamers are just like, whatever, it's a game, all's fair, you know, do anything. We're just doing this for fun. It doesn't matter, right? And then the guys that are in this as an investment are like, no, you mess with me, you're messing with my investment. I'm going to take that personally.